Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're following me right now, basically, I'm AspieAnswersAll, and I'm all about creating mental health awareness series versus sharing my life experiences with my everyday mental illnesses or conditions that I suffer and face every day as an everyday struggle for you guys, and along with the tips and advice to let you know about it all. Even though I'll put a disclaimer out there on most of my series, basically, before I begin the next part of my anxiety series, is I'm no medical professional. So if you see any classical signs or symptoms that I have addressed in these mental illness series, be it of these anxiety versus depression and the like, do seek professional help for yourself or your loved one. But then again, as I said before, just do it with care, and also with some of the tips and advice that you feel may not be of interest to you. You can take it on board or leave it, or if you feel it doesn't fit one way or another, you can seek second opinion based on your medical professional or your counselor or whoever that you go to see to seek your professional help to support you all. So without further ado, guys, before I begin, is the last part of that anxiety series was part 5, obviously, which is all about the social anxiety self-help tips and advice for your treatments. So hopefully this will be of help to you all one way or another. But again, if you don't see fit, seek second opinion, basically, or some of the tips and advice I give you will maybe take it on board to a point where you feel comfortable. Try one form of treatment or what have you that you're following, and if it doesn't work for you, you can repeat it time and time again, or just follow on from those other steps that are under there that will hopefully be beneficial to you, because obviously it's all about finding the right treatment that best suits for us, no matter what it may be. So no further ado, this is part 6, when self-help for social anxiety or social fever isn't enough. As we know, the best treatment approach for social anxiety disorder will vary from person to person, like anything for this everyday life of other people that are suffering from other form of mental illnesses and disorders. You might find that self-help strategies are more than enough to ease your social anxiety symptoms that arise in that case that I've shared so many times before of the symptoms. If you've tried the techniques above all and you're struggling with that disabling anxiety, you may need professional help as well. I'm not saying you do all the time. Again, I say this, seek professional help, one way or another. I don't forever condone people to self-harm themselves in any way. So the best way for this is basically to address it to you all of this part 6 is going to be the therapy for social anxiety disorder and social phobias. As you know, of all the professional treatments that are available, as I've mentioned so many times before about the treatment therapy, or therapy as such, is the cognitive behavioural therapy, or CBT, I'm trying to illustrate as short, has been shown to work for the best for treating social anxiety disorders or social phobias versus your depression and the like. Cognitive behavioural therapy, however, is based on the premise that you think of the effects on how you're feeling and your feelings while you're feeling that way, how it's affecting your behaviour, your mindset, and everything in between. So if you change the way you think about some certain situations that are you socialising, be it classic example, party, and that gave you that anxiety, you may feel and function better in the long run. Okay, I'll just make it real short and brief again as an overview for this cognitive behavioural therapy for social phobia and social anxiety will typically involve, number 1, learning how to control your symptoms of anxiety through relaxation techniques and breathing exercises. Number 2 will be challenging your negative and unhelpful thoughts that has triggered and fueled your social anxiety in the first place by replacing them with more balanced views, as well as the positive viewpoints, as well as positive thinking and the like. Last but not least, number 3 for this CBT is facing the social situations you fear in a gradual, systematic way, basically little by little, step by step, as I've addressed as a tip, rather than just trying to choose to avoid them all the time. But again, that's based on our choice if we want to change some of these lifestyle changes, as I addressed earlier. Also, while you can learn and practice these exercises on your own, however, if you have trouble with the self-help, you may be able to benefit from extra support and guidance of a therapist that may bring you to a better viewpoint versus helping you to move forward while you're suffering from any mental illness, be it whatever it may be, in this classic one, anxiety. group therapy for social anxiety, or shall we say social phobia. Another cognitive behavioural technique basically for social anxiety or disorder may include, while you're, in this group therapy group, may include some role playing and social skills training as well, basically, as maybe a few steps along the way how to effectively communicate to others in social situations, basically. This can be a form of a therapy group, you can do it in groups. Another one is, though, to bear in mind with this group therapy for social anxiety disorders, with this involved, it also uses a form of a way of you maybe acting, videotaping yourself and observing some mock interviews here and there and other exercises to work on situations that make you feel anxious in the real world while you're socializing with others, as well as basically trying to conquer and face that fear of that talking to people, whatever it may be, that has hindered you for life. Meanwhile, as you practice though and prepare for situations you're afraid of, you will become more and more comfortable in your own skin and confident in your social abilities, obviously, to socialize, to maintain communication and the like, while basically your anxiety will eventually lessen. Okay, as I said before, there are some medications that are available for treatment of social anxiety and social phobia, like any other mental illness or any other, illnesses that we may suffer from. Certain medications will sometimes be used as a relief to relieve the symptoms of the social anxiety, but it's not always a quick fix or not a cure for social anxiety disorder or social phobia, to be clear on. It's all about, like I said, changing your lifestyle versus, changing your mindset versus, everything else in between. If you stop taking medication, however, again, basically do so if you feel the need in slow, gradual steps, so that you don't end up having withdrawal symptoms versus, what's the word I'm looking for? A relapse, of an episode. You got to remember though, when you do stop taking medication, you need to know the side effects of these medications that you're taking, versus basically knowing that with the symptoms that comes with social anxiety or any other form of mental illness, it will return in full force though, and it may be worse than it was when you first weaned off the medication. So treat yourself with care when it comes down to certain medications that you do use. Although medication is often considered most helpful when using in addition to therapy and other self-help techniques that I've addressed to you all to this root cause of certain anxiety disorders, you just got to be in mind though, as I said before, know the side effects of these drugs versus how much to take, how much to maybe wean off if you feel the need, have to, if you really want to change your lifestyle. Basically, also with some of those tips, this will eventually do you good in the long run. But as I'm going to share with you all of the medications, there are 3 types and used in the form of treatment of social anxiety disorder or social phobias, and they are as follows. Beta blockers. Okay, this are basically used for relieving performance anxiety. They work by blocking the flow of adrenaline that occurs when you are anxious. While beta blockers don't affect the emotional symptoms of anxiety, they can control the physical, such as the shaking hands or your shaky voice, your sweating, rapid heartbeat. Number 2 of the type of medication is antidepressants. Antidepressants can be helpful when social anxiety disorder can be severe and debilitating. As I've shared before, in some parts of the anxiety, I think medications, basically there are 3 specific antidepressants. If I haven't addressed this, I'll address it now. They are number 1, Paxil, number 2, Effexor, and number 3, Zoloft. This has been approved by the US Food and Drug Administration for the treatment of social phobia. And last but not least in the types of medications is benzodiazepine. They are fast-acting anti-anxiety medications. However, they are sedating type drugs, and they can be really addictive. So they're typically prescribed only when other medications for social phobia has not worked. So this is like obviously the end result for that type of medication the sufferers of, you know, social phobia and the like, basically to have this type of medication. Because obviously, as I said before, it's a matter of just finding the right treatment versus medication and everything else in between, basically, to know what you need to go for. So, well, basically, that ends basically the part 6 of the series of basically if, you know, when social anxiety help isn't enough. Give me the like for thumbs up for support. Basically, comment below if I've missed out anything based on this part of the channel, basically, that you want to address and share with others around. Feel free to comment on also, you know, in my Facebook page, AspieAnswersAll, message me, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, you know, share my videos around to family and friends to create this awareness and understanding. Not further ado, thanks for your support, thanks for watching. Do what you love what you do. Love yourself, love one another, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, forgive yourself and others, love others, and the like. Thanks for your support, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again.